Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. Just thought I'd tune in and tune out some other stuff here. We're going to tune in to the frequencies that are relevant and beneficial for us, and then we're going to tune out those negative energies. Welcome to the show. Tonight is a special night. It's a night where I am taking back my power. Tonight is a night where I show that I don't care what other people think. Tonight is the night that I truly become one with self. And I hope you are too. I hope you are. I hope you are loving yourself, because no one can do it quite like you. No one can do it quite like you can. Now, what can we expect? I'm already feeling celebration. I'm already feeling victory. They've tried so much. They have tried so much, didn't they? They did. Yes, they did. They had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 people working against you. 300 people. They got the entire town against you. Knight of Wands. Something's coming in fast for you, though. Or this is you, the Knight of Wands energy. They tried so hard. They can't even touch you, because if they touch you, they're going to get burned. That's what I'm hearing. They can't touch you. They can't touch you. Let them try inviting it. I've invited it. I've welcomed it. Come on. Do it. Call 911. Call the cops. I'm doing something wrong. Come on. They can't touch you. They know they can't touch you, so they try and touch the things that matter to you. But they don't realize that they're setting you up for success, and they're planting their own trap. If you are going to dig a grave for someone, you're going to have to dig yourself one. Every trap that you lay out for someone, prepare to feel the wrath of that own trap. Imagine laying mines and mines and mines, and you're doing this to somebody that's blind, right? Because they don't know where the mines are, so you know where all the mines are or you should know. Oh my goodness. Children. Children. I'm saying this to adults as well. I'm calling them children. Oh, children. Oh, and I don't want to not love you, because you still deserve love, even though you're being an idiot. Oh, children. Literally. Setting yourselves up for lawsuits, setting yourselves up for... Doesn't matter what I did at this point. Doesn't matter what you did, does it? Unless you're trying to focus on what I'm doing. Then it matters what you did. If you really care about what I'm doing and really are trying to impact how people see me, you're going to have to look at yourself, okay? Because I'm not doing this to you. I'm not going to your places to harm you. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to do you wrong. No, no, no. I'm here only to be me, and I will defend me. I hope you are defending yourself. You may need it for those that are karmics watching. But, Knight of Wands, you're too hot to touch. You got this flaming wand. I mean, there's fire coming out of your brain, your helmet. If you look at this picture, you're look at that. You don't want to touch this man. Man or woman, you don't want to touch this person. Look at that. They got the sun shining on them. They're golden. Golden rays, golden energy. You have golden energy around you. You're too hot to touch, baby. Oh, they're getting burned. Just being near you, they're getting burned. Your thoughts are affecting them. You're so telepathically powerful that your thoughts are resonating outwards from you. Every time they tried to come at you, debauchery. This is what they're indulging in. They're all sick. It's unfortunate. All these people that were trying to come together, 7 people or more, 700 people. I don't know how many people are in your town, 7,000, whatever. They got so many people against you, and you're still on top. You're still winning. What are you doing? How are you winning? How? They're just asking. The chariot, you've got the go ahead. You've got the go ahead. You're going to move forward. The chariot flipped. Knight of Wands into the chariot. You've got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Or she's got the whole world in her hands. Just moving forward. Any roadblocks that they've tried to put in front of you were only navigational tools. Every single roadblock that they put before you directed your path. I will use my enemies as my footstools, the hangman in reverse, the fool in reverse. They thought you would be left hanging. They wanted to keep you hanging. Maybe they thought that, oh, this person, let's hang him, let's sacrifice him, the hangman in reverse. They were thinking, oh, let's just kill this person, these snakes that were trying to get to you. But really it's just figments in your imagination. You knew what they were doing, and you didn't want to stop them because that's not your job. It's God's job. They thought you were a fool. But in reality, you're the fool in reverse. You're not a fool. You just let them play their cards. They only had so many cards to play. And once they lose their hand, or their hand has been shown, they're going to realize that you're actually the fool in the upright, and you're ready for a brand new cycle with this chariot. You've been doing the internal work, the thinking, the changing of your perspectives. You don't even hold a grudge against these people because you know that that is only harming you. So why are they holding a grudge against you? Is it because they haven't learned the skill or gift of forgiveness? Is it because that's their mission in life, is to try and harm you? I don't know. Only God knows. But the cards might know as well. Let's see. So we got the Knight of Wands. You're too hot to touch. And the Chariot. Something's going to be coming in to cool you off, though, your emotions. Either you've been cooling off your emotions or you've been temperate. You see that blue above the head there? You're fully protected. Look at this armor that you've got. You're gilded. You're protected. Just like this light that was shining on you, this golden rays that were basking around you. You see how his armor is black with some parts of gold? There's only a few parts that are a little bit gold. You have upgraded. I'm seeing you've upgraded. Instead of one horse, one chariot, which could be one spirit or one angel, you now have four. You have four cherubims. You have four things navigating you, pulling you forward, and making sure you get to the destination that you're supposed to be going. These could also be symbolizing gargoyles, and gargoyles were used as protection on spaces to ward off evil spirits. Look at you. You have four corners around you. You have four pillars holding up the firmament and the sky above you. You're secure. Your destination, your path, your route is secured. None of what they can do to you is going to get into your bubble. They've tried. Oh, they've tried. I felt the energy tonight. I felt their energy, but they're afraid. That's what I felt. I felt fear. And that's what they were trying to put into you. But you don't have fear. Because where's that Bible verse that says, fear not? Some stuff in the Bible. I love the Bible, man. It's got some good stuff. I love all books to some extent. Have no fear. Verses, I bet. Isaiah 41, chapter 41, verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Define righteous. A person of conduct, morally right or justifiable. Virtuous. Very good. Excellent. Righteousness. He will hold you up with his excellent hand, with his morally right or justifiable hand. And when it's saying right hand, with my righteous right hand, you are at the right hand of God. Bible verse. Right? They're only affirming the Bible. Every time they attack you, they're only proving the Bible to be right. And today, tonight, I said, God loves you. And they said, Hail Satan. I'm going to be honest. That's what they said. And you know what? That's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want. But that's the lower God. That's the lower capital G. That's the lower, not capital. It's the lowercase g. It's not the capital G. That's the God of this world. And maybe they're getting some sort of short-term gratification. Maybe they think they're doing something. They think they're smart. But the stupidest people think they're smart. And the ones that are smart think they're dumb and don't know enough. But right hand, oh God. I'm just laughing because it's laughable. Their attempts now at this point. I felt their fear because it's not my energy. I am calm. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing no harm. I'm doing no wrong. I'm just sitting in their midst and I can feel something going wrong. And then they approach me after allowing me to be in their space for nearly an hour listening to music. And the music had specific words in it, which I know they're trying to implant stuff, but it doesn't work because I'm shielded, I'm protected. Fear not, for I am with you. Jesus and the Father. The right hand is seen as a place of honor and status. He will uphold you with his righteous right hand. The right hand is seen as a place of honor and status throughout the biblical text. When the Bible makes statements about Jesus Christ sits at the right hand of the Father, it is affirming that he has equal status to the Father within the Godhead. Now there's 58 verses with the right hand of God. That's insane. Psalms 89:13. You have a strong arm. Your hand is mighty. Your right hand is exalted. I have set Psalms 16:8. I have set the Lord continually before me because he is at my right hand. I will not be shaken. So now he's your right hand man. If God is for you, who can be against you? Brothers and sisters, forgive yourself. Psalm 63, verse 8. My soul clings to you. Your right hand upholds me. Psalms 139, verse 10. Even your hand will lead me. Psalms 139, verse 10. Even your hand will lead me, and your right hand will lay hold of me. So you're being guided, you're being directed at this time. This chariot is a chariot made specifically for you. There's already a path laid out before you. You have been seen as this Knight of Wands, passionate, fiery energy, go-getter attitude. Nothing's going to stop you. Anything these flames, you're jumping over these flames. You're not afraid to jump into the fire. Look at that. You're not afraid. And they think they could put fear into you. Get out of here. We don't want you here. No one else said that except one person. Why am I not allowed here? I don't understand. Because I don't accept what they're saying. I don't understand. I'm welcome everywhere. Right? If God is with me, who can be against me? So if you're saying I'm not allowed to be here, give me a reason. Have I harmed anyone? What have I done wrong? You know, it's because we had a conversation back then. So you're trying to hold me to a standard that you view of me from the past where your mind may have been altered because of your emotional state? Children. Children. And then I kept hearing, forgive them for they know not what they do. That's all I keep hearing. So I'm forgiving them because it's not my problem. It really isn't my problem. Okay, you could have a cancer that's fighting on your behalf or in spirit above you, protecting your crown. You see the crab on his head? Well, you have this magical wheel that you're holding onto. I don't know what that really is. It looks almost like a mirror. It almost looks like a silver bowl with some sort of reflection of something in it. It looks like it's a mirror of the wheel almost, like the red inside could be a representation of the wheel moving forward, and the blue and the white could be what's going around. So it kind of looks like a mirror. that he's holding. So you're only going to be mirroring these energies to the people. You're not going to be harming anyone. You're not going out there to project. You're simply a reflection, not a projection. You're a reflection. You're the mirror. So if they are not getting results with you, and they're trying to force your hand and control you to do something, I even invited them. I said, assault me. Go on, assault me. Do what you can. Assault me. Go ahead. And they're like, we're not going to assault you. Of course you're not going to assault me. You're not going to touch me. You think you're going to lose your hand if you touch this guy. Look at this Knight of Wands. You can't touch that. You can't even touch his horse. You can't get near this guy. They've tried to burn you. They've tried to throw you into the fire. Now, I wrote a song. I don't know where the song came from because I wrote it. It came from within me. And it goes, out of the fire, and I just want you to see this, out of the fire and into the light. Do you see how he's jumping out of the fire and going into the light? This is a song lyrics that I wrote, and they just came out from me. Okay, it's a word of God that I'm speaking out when I play music. I'm not controlling these words most of the time. So it says, out of the fire and into the light, what was broken is mended right. Now a tongue on fire sparks a passion, and all your towers come down crashing. I was listening to a lot of tarot when I wrote that song, so I'll be honest, it came out a little tarot in there. You get that towers. So these people are having towers, or they're about to have towers. Whoever was trying to touch you and get in your space, get in your zone, they're going to have massive towers. Everything that they built their foundation on is going to be burnt to a crisp. Nothing that they can rely on. The devil doesn't care about these people. I don't know why they think that the devil likes them. I don't know why they care. The devil is jealous. The devil was jealous of God's creation. The devil can only imitate. So as they say, hell, I'm not even going to finish it. As they say what they say, and they give their glory to a lower, lesser God, the one that was made by actually God, not only are they committing idolatry, which forgive them, right? Like forgive them, but they're committing adultery. Idolatry and adultery to God, essentially, because you're in a marriage with God. God is your first partner. No one else is your partner above God. Everyone else seems to come and go at this point. God will never leave you. God will never forsake you. The only one that's going to forsake is you to God. So try not to do that. I wouldn't recommend it because God made you. Your mom made you, yeah, sure. Your dad maybe made you, yeah. But who made them? Who made the first human? Who made the first human? Or humans? Okay, that is God. It's not the devil, because the devil is made as well. The devil is a creation. It's also an energy, but whatever. Okay, so these people, they tried to touch you. They tried to harm you. You're this Knight of Wands. You're fiery, passionate. You're moving forward. You're jumping over the flames that they're throwing at you. And these flames could be hot words. Now, you've used this as fuel and passion to drive you forward, move the momentum. But the Chariot, it goes from Knight of Wands to a 7. So lucky number 7, you got the Chariot. You're moving forward. Nothing's going to stop you. Nothing could stop you because it's God's plan. This was meant to happen. So now that you've learned to love yourself, forgive yourself, you're moving forward. You're getting out of this. Now I'm seeing pleasure, but in the reverse. This is the Nine of Cups. Now I'm seeing like what may have made you have pleasure in the past could have been things of the world. It could have been drinking. It could have been substance abuse. It could have been many things that was, you thought you were getting pleasure from these things, but they're actually stealing from you. And these people could have been trying to take your pleasure, your inner pleasure. But what they don't realize is it's a gift from God. Every day that you live is a gift from God. Every day that you breathe is a gift from God. There's nothing that can stop that unless they try and kill you. And that's a crime. They're not going to do that because they're afraid. I felt their fear today. They're afraid. They know what's coming. They know their names are about to be dropped. They said, you have a video of it. There's nothing in the video that I have recorded that says anything about why I'm not allowed to be in that specific establishment, except for prejudice, which is on them. They can't be discriminating against people. Not if they want to operate a business in the country that I'm in. I don't know where you live, but they can't be doing that. You're this Emperor energy. You've gotten out of the Ten of Swords. Now, either this is you, And they've tried to put the Ten of Swords on you. You're in this Emperor energy. You're this powerful, self-motivated boss. You're a CEO company of yourself, right? You run your show. Nobody runs your show. You make the decisions in your life. Now they're trying to they're trying to do these projections on you. They've had many people come together and their swords are broken. With the Ten of Swords, all their swords are broken. Every sword that they try to stab in you, try piercing this armor. Look at this armor that's around you. Try piercing that. You try getting through that armor. You're a joke. Who do you think you are trying to get through this armor? Like, you upgraded. You may have had some weak points as this Knight of Wands, like maybe your face, maybe some of your joints. But now you're meditating in your safety because you know you're protected. You know you're guided. You're being moved forward. You're being protected as you move forward. These people don't know what they've done. They really don't know, and they're probably celebrating their own demise at this point. What they thought was going to hurt you, let's exclude this person. Let's let's make them feel like they're not wanted or welcome. Let's laugh and dance at them. They're laughing at themselves because you've forgiven them. So you're not holding on to the negative energy that they try to project to you. I already feel fine. All I've had to do is do a little speech right now, and now I feel better. I feel better. I feel better. I feel feather. I feel light like a feather. I'm having a good time. I'm laughing. I came home and I laughed. What are these people doing? Well, they're setting themselves up for failure. They think they're doing good. They're just passing around negative karma to each other. And anyone that's associating with them is going to be getting residual negative energy. I wouldn't even want to be around these people. So them trying to say, you can't be with us, you don't want to be a part of them. You don't want to be accepted by them. You don't care to be accepted by these people that aren't going anywhere in their lives. Why would you want to associate with people that are at a lower level of you, except for to volunteer and be of charity and to help them raise to a new level? Now, if they're not willing to accept that they need help and that you can help them, then you walk away. Simple as that. You don't waste your time. Oh, I need to help these people. They just need it. No, you're saying God loves you. You're loved. You're cherished. Just watch. Now, don't watch for your ego to be like everything's going to fall apart. This is just science, okay? This is mathematics. Everything that they're going to do, because they had a negative energy and a negative intent behind what they did, is going to reverberate back towards them. It's a ripple effect, okay? They're causing disharmony. What do you get from that? You don't get harmony. That's all. My goodness. What else do we need to know? Spirit. I love that. I listen to this tarot lady. She goes, Spirit. She like sings that, but I can't do her exact tone. I can't create the tonality she does. I shouldn't look at the card, should I? Hey, because then I'll be cheating. I'll be manifesting what the cards come out. What do we need to know? This is for Libra. So Libra, you're Knight of Wands. Now you might have prominent fire in your chart. But that doesn't really matter. Who cares about the signs, right? I'm just looking at the imagery. So this is passionate, like eyes. Your eyes have fire that come out of it. When people look you in the eyes, they get burned. If they're not righteous, if they're not holy inside, if they are not pure, the fire will cleanse them. Now, these people may experience some sort of problems in their establishments, in their homes regarding to fire because they mess with you. That's a possibility. They may have some karmic implications, some karmic debt that they got to pay. You're also jumping over the flames that they've set for you. Or you could be going into a firefighter position as this Knight of Wands, leading the charge. You got the black horse. Now, what is a black horse? Maybe you're the black sheep. I see. Oh, there's a card. The Empress energy. Trinity, number 3. Trinity. The Empress. You're sitting, basking in your loving energy. You are not harboring any hatred or hate. You've opened your arms almost to accept them in their childlike forms because this is their wounded children acting out against you. Look at your arm. It's outstretched like you could hold them. You're like, come here. Why are you being so weird? There's also something to do with the moon cycles here. I'm looking at the moons. They've been doing this around the moon cycles. They've been attempting to, and it kind of looks like the moon cycle that we're at right now, to be honest. Um, the date is 2023, third month, 30 day, January, February, March. So March 30th, 2023. Look at the moon if you want to look at it. It's very similar to this moon. It might make you learn something else and go into something, some tangent that might stimulate and spark some sort of interest. But I'm seeing the swan. Now, isn't there a story about an ugly little swan, but once it grows up, it becomes super beautiful? What is this? Ugly swan. Ugly. I think they called it a duckling. Ugly duckling story. There's also a syndrome. So it's a fairy tale. Suddenly, a big hungry dog came tearing apart, chasing two ducks that quickly flew up in their front. What is this? Ugly duckling. I'm going to put in swan. Ago, a mama duck sat on her nest. How long must I wait for my babies to hatch? She said. I have to sit here all alone, and no one comes to visit me. But what could she do? A mama duck must keep her eggs warm till they hatch. At last, the eggs began to crack. One by one, yellow ducklings stepped out from their shells. They shook their wings and said, quack, quack. Look at all of you, Mama Duck said with joy. You're all so cute. Quack, quack. Because they don't know English yet, right? You have to go through duck grade school. Mama Duck said, come and line up. We will go down to the lake for your very first swim. She counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh dear, she said. I should have 6 ducklings. But one large egg was still in the nest. Well, Mom said, it looks like that big egg will take more time. So she had to go sit on her nest again and wait some more. Oh, she did. The next day, the big egg started to hatch. Now, keep in mind, this is you, okay? You're this big egg, all right? I'm reading this story for a reason. You are the big egg right now. You're a big egg. And I'm also carrying the golden egg. The goose that laid the golden egg. You are the golden egg, okay? You may have been treated like a black sheep. So many animals. So many animals. You're the golden egg. Whatever. Okay, let's move on. The next day, you're the big egg. The next day, the big egg started to hatch. Now came a baby boy bird. But if one may say so, it was an odd-looking thing. Now, people, maybe you're different, right? Like maybe you don't do things normal. Maybe you're different than other people, and people try to pick on you. Da, da, da. You didn't fit in. That's fine. You don't have to. This bird was much bigger than the others. Maybe you had more talent. Maybe you had more pizzazz. He was not yellow at all. He didn't fit in, right? You weren't doing what everyone else was doing. He was dark gray from his head to his feet. And he walked with a funny wobble. So maybe you have an injury. I don't know. Maybe you have a disability and they were making fun of you. One of the one of the ducklings, the yellow ducklings, pointed. What is that? He cannot be one of us. And that's what they're saying about you, okay? This is all relevant. I'm doing this for a reason. I have never seen such an ugly duckling, they said. How can you say such a thing? Said Mama Duck in a stern voice. So Mama Duck, let's say Mama Duck is like Mother Earth, right? Mama Duck could be a motherly figure. I'm seeing like you had the Cancer on your head here with the chariot, and a Cancer is definitely representative of the mother. So, and here's the Empress, right? The Empress, the mom, looking over, watching over, and the swan is at her feet. There's no ducklings here, only a swan. Okay, and she's looking at the dove. You see the white dove in the corner there? Okay. Okay. Says Mama Duck said in a stern voice, "You were only 1 day old. Your brother hatched from the very same nest as you did. So you came up, you're born in the same earth, let's say. Now line up. We will go to the lake for your very first swim." So everybody's going to go get some lessons. Yet the other ducklings quacked, "Ugly, ugly, ugly." So now they're learning how to speak English, so that's good for them. The ugly duckling did not know why the other ducklings were yelling at him. And that's how I felt today too when they were doing their persecution, whatever. I'm like, I don't know what you're yelling at. I don't know why I'm not allowed here. I don't know why. He took the last spot in line. Now, when it says he took the last spot in line, you know what else it says in my brain? It says the last shall be the first, because my mom said it 1,000 times. The last shall be first. Matthew chapter 20, verse 16 in the King James Version. So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few are chosen. So this mother is calling to all of these ducks. There's only one, the swan, that was chosen. Okay, you're this big egg. Remember this. You're the big egg. Okay. Okay, let's get back to it. Ugly duckling. Each. So he took the last spot in line. You took the last spot in line. You may have been made to be. Maybe they delayed your opportunities, tried to attack and sabotage you. They made you feel like you're unwelcome. You're not. But you know what? Swans are much more graceful and beautiful than ducks. Okay, whatever. And they probably sound cooler. I don't know. So they took the last spot in line, the swan. But it's an ugly duckling. They still don't know that it's not different than them. And they're judging this person because it was a different thing than them. And they felt like they had the right, whatever. Discrimination. Stupid discriminatory ducks, man. All right. So you took the last spot on the line. I'll move on. I swear I will. Each yellow duck jumped in the river and swam behind Mama Duck. When it was his turn, the ugly duckling jumped in and started behind Mama Duck. When it was his turn, the ugly duckling jumped in and started to paddle too. At least he to herself, so she's thinking this. She didn't say it out loud. At least he can swim. So you're swimming. Maybe you were put in waters and people didn't think you're going to do so hot. When they left the water and started to play, the ugly duckling tried to play with his brothers and sisters too. They yelled, "Go away! We will not play with you. You're ugly and you walk weird too." Because now they have an accent. They've learned English and now they have an accent. Okay, there's a picture of a swan, ugly duckling in the water, and 5 ducks mimic, like laughing at this person. Okay, so when Mama Duck was close by, she would not let them talk in this way. So there's some sort of force, there's a motherly force that's present. There's this Empress energy, whether it's inside of you that's resonating outside, or it's the earth, or it's the moon, or it's actually a mother out there. When the Mama Duck was close by, she would not let them talk in this way. Be nice, she would scold. But she was not always close by. One day, one of the yellow ducklings said to the ugly duckling, "You know what? You would do us a big favor if you just went away from here." So you're making them feel uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know why. And you're just being you, right? All of them started to quack, "Get out, get out, get out." And you're like, "Why won't you let me stay here?" And you maybe said this to them. Maybe you thought this to yourself because it said the ugly duckling said this to himself. "Why won't you let me stay here? Like, what's the problem?" So he hung his head low. "Ah, they're right. I should go." That night, the ugly duckling flew over the farmyard fence. He flew till he landed on the other side of the lake. And there he met 2 grown-up ducks. "Can I please stay here for a while? I have nowhere else to be," said the ugly duckling. So you met some people. Maybe other people are now meeting you as well. "What do we care?" said one of the ducks. "Just don't get in our way." So you're not messing with these people, right? You're not messing with them. You're like, okay, you agree. Woof, woof. Pardon me, that's my dog accent. Suddenly, a big, hungry dog came tearing by, chasing the 2 ducks. They flew up in the air, and their feathers fell down to the ground. Now the ugly duckling froze in fear, and the dog sniffed and sniffed at the ugly duckling, then turned away. So you've been protected. There's some sort of hound. Maybe there was a dog sent after you. You know, you send the dogs in. Maybe these cops. Maybe the cops came at you and like sniffed you and investigated you because they said some shit about you. I don't know, pardon my language. Now, the poor ugly duckling froze in fear. So at the moment, you're like, oh. He sniffed and they turned away, and you're like, oh, I'm too ugly even for the big hungry dog to want, said the ugly duckling in his head. So your perspective, right? You had to go through that hangman. Whatever. Everybody goes through it every once in a while. You had a weird perspective, maybe. Now the sky turned dark. Crack. A bolt of lightning. Then came a big storm with heavy rains pouring down from the sky. In just moments, the ugly duckling was soaked through and through. Then a cold wind started to blow. Brr, brr, he said, because they say burr. You probably said burr when you're cold. Oh, burr, he said with both wings held close to his chest. If only there was a place I could get dry. All at once, a tiny light blinked far off in the woods. Could it be someone's hut? He flew to the door. Quack, said the ugly duckling, and he said it with a weird sound because he doesn't actually speak duck. The door of the hut creaked open. I'm having too much fun, aren't I? What is all this noise? Said an old woman, looking right and left. Her eyes were not that good. Then she looked down. Ah, look at that. It's a duck. Snell, she can't really see, so maybe she didn't know. She picked up the ugly duckling and dropped him inside her hut. You could stay here, but only if you lay eggs. So now there's a conditional thing. Maybe you were placed in, you went from being excluded to being welcomed, but only based on conditions. You can stay here, but only if you lay eggs. A tomcat and hen crept up to the ugly duckling. So a hen is like a female chick, right? And a tomcat is a cat. Who do you think you are, coming in here and taking up room by the fire? Said the tomcat. Squawk, said the hen. I do not need anyone else in this hut laying eggs. Ugly duckling said, do not worry about that. I'm a boy duck. Then why are you still here? Said the tomcat. Did you not hear what the old woman said? So you're in a place with like some very hostile people that still didn't really want you, but you felt maybe like you could be there. Get out of here, pretender. Oh, that's a different. Get out of here. I gotta change my. It's the hen. It's not the tomcat. Get out of here, pretender. Clucked the hen. Get out. Get out. Hissed the tomcat. Now the door was still a bit open, so poor ugly duckling slipped out the door and back into the storm. So now you're back in the storm. You're back in the elements. First, you went from being mothered and nurtured and cared for however long it takes to be in the egg, and you didn't hatch. You weren't ready with all the others. So you may have been put like at a younger age into a class that people were slightly older than you and had a little bit more maturity, but they were actually immature people. They just thought they were more mature. And then you had this mom that was kind of looking out for you, but you didn't stay with this mom or this motherly energy or the earth or something because the people, the ugly ducklings, told you to leave. So you're like, okay, I'll just go. You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to cause a kerfuffle. You don't need to argue and fight these people. Whatever. So now you get out. Now you fly to this light because you see a light. Now a light is like a perspective, right? It's like, oh, there's something there. Maybe there's a light. There's something led you to another place. Okay, this could have been an opportunity, a job, whatever it was. Da 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 da. And you found a place to be for a very short portion of time, right? If this resonates with you, put it in the comments. Does this story make sense? Because there's a reason why the story was written, and there's a reason why there's a swan on this Empress card. I'm not just spouting off a story here to just chat your ear off, okay? So you left from being excluded completely from the group to being accepted based on conditions. Conditional acceptance, conditional love. And you have to behave this way, you have to do this, you have to do that. But it still goes against your internal nature because you have to lay eggs, but you're a boy duck. So maybe even if you're a female, you have to do manly things or whatever. I don't know. Try not to get all the roles of the gender and all this. Whatever. Who gives up? Whatever. So now you're in this place. People want you to perform a certain way that actually you can't really do. And then they tell you to get out. Now the door was still a bit open. So our poor ugly duckling, You or me, however you want to look at it, slipped out the door and back into the storm. No one ever wants me, so you're still kind of like, why is it? What's wrong with me? Said the ugly duckling with a tear in his eye. Oh, what's wrong with me? What did I do so wrong? I didn't hurt these people. Okay, we're having too much fun. The storm ended though. So you were placed out in like very hostile environment. Maybe you were homeless at one point in time. Who knows? You're out in a storm. Soon he found a new lake. So he found new waters, new calm environment maybe. Looking into the water, the ugly duckling saw a reflection of a flock of large white birds flying. He looked overhead and he couldn't believe what he saw. There above him were the most beautiful birds he had ever seen. Their long white bodies and slender necks seemed to just slide through the sky. He watched until the very last bird had winged its way out of view. So now you're seeing a reflection of either yourself in the higher form, in the water, in your emotions, or you're seeing your kind of people as you reflect and go internally into your own emotions. Maybe you found new water, new emotions. Now, he stayed at the lake all by himself. You stayed in your emotions, you stayed with yourself, and time passed. The leaves of the trees turned deep red and gold. So you spent some seasons alone. Then the leaves fell to the ground. Winter came, setting a blanket of white snow all over. The cold wind and the dark clouds made the ugly duckling feel even more sad, especially being alone, right? He had to go into the cold, cold lake to fish, but it was getting harder to swim. The lake was turning to ice. One day, it was all he could do. One day, it was all he could do was to paddle. I don't like how they worded that part of me. I really don't like the English. One day, all he could do was paddle the water to keep it from freezing around him and trapping him in the lake. So now your emotions, maybe you got trapped in some sort of self-reflection mode. If we want to turn this into a whole deeper level, we want to dig into this, right? Nice big old cake of a story here. So you're now internally going through your emotions and you're getting kind of stuck or frozen on some stuff. Maybe this was like previous pains, previous traumas, whatever it was. And then you just said, I'm so tired. And you just began paddling with all your might. The ice got thicker and drew closer to him. So you're now in a position after you were excluded completely and then put into a conditional relationship, and then you didn't feel welcome there because you couldn't complete the conditions, and then you were left out alone again, and then you started to feel like everything was like freezing around you, like maybe you're getting claustrophobic, maybe things were starting to like, where's my opportunity, how am I getting out of here, what's going on? But just like that, in a moment, two giant hands swept him up. You poor thing, said a farmer. So now you're protected. A farmer is someone that provides a harvest. A farmer is very dedicated and works hard, spends a lot of time tilling the land, and knows that it takes time for things to mature. So this farmer picks you up. Now somebody might be in this role for you, right? He held the ugly duckling close to his thick wool jacket and took the bird to his home. So now you're being nurtured. Now you're going to be warmed. Never was a warm fireplace more welcome. For the rest of the winter, the farmer cared for the ugly duckling. Then spring came, and tips of green covered trees. This could have all happened within 1 year or 2 years. Take it how it resonates. But I'm seeing 1 year. Like this could be this winter. And now at the end of this winter, you've been starting to get warmed up. For the rest of the winter, the farmer cared for the ugly duckling. Then spring came. Tips of green covered trees. Short, bright flowers popped up from the ground. It is time for you to go to the lake to swim again as you were born to do. So now you're being affirmed. You're getting affirmations. You're getting positive affirmations. This is what you were born to do, was to swim. He took the duckling back to the lake where he had found him and set him with care on the water. So you might meet someone that's going to help you warm up, get a little bit more cozy. and then you'll be able to navigate those emotions or the waters again. Gosh, I feel so strong, said the young bird, flapping his wings. Are you feeling better? Why? I never felt as strong as I do right now. He heard quiet splashing sounds behind him and turned around. A flock of those same beautiful birds he had seen in the sky before landed behind him on the water. And your immediate reaction, because of all the rejection that you've had, was, do not worry, holding out one wing. I'll go now. I'll not make trouble for you. I'll leave. I'm almost crying as I say this because I'm resonating with this. These are stories that we're given as kids so that we can unpack them older when we're older. Okay? There's also a story of the Wemmicks. Now, the Wemmicks is a very powerful story if you want to digest that as well. A big fat tear, and I almost cried there. A big fat tear rolled down his cheek. He turned away. When he opened his eyes, he saw a reflection in the water of one of those beautiful white birds. Why was it so close to him? He jumped back. He's not used to this. And the reflection jumped back too. Oh. But it was himself. He saw himself. So you have transformed into something so beautiful that you have shocked yourself. What is this? He said. He stretched his neck. So you're getting taller. And the reflection of the beautiful bird stretches his neck too. So you're now starting to grow into this beautiful thing that you didn't even know you'd be. Why are you going so soon? Said one of the beautiful birds. So now you're going to be wanted. Why are you going so soon? People are like, this is you, the swan. You're going to be nurtured, right? People wanted to steal your joy and your pleasure. People wanted you to move away from your joy. People wanted to feed on your energy. But you're this Knight of Wands. Again, this is a tarot reading. I'm not just reading a story. You're the Knight of Wands. People try and touch you now and they're going to get burned. You've been promised a road. There's a road already made for you, and a ride is on its way. You are on your way to letting go of the pain and the sorrow of being all alone and having to nurture your own feelings. You're going to be embraced, or you are now able to embrace others. And you're the swan. That's why we got to the swan, okay? That's why I'm doing this story. Don't question anything. Just listen. All right. I'm having fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, back to the story. Why are you going so soon? Said one of the beautiful birds. And now people are coming up to you. Why are you leaving? Where are you going? Why are you leaving so fast? Yo, hold up. Hold up. Stay here with us, said another. We'll be great friends. So people can see the light in you. They see your beauty. They recognize familiar kindred spirits. They know that you. Man, this is so freaking resonating with me just in this one day. This one day has packed in like a year's worth. It's like a culmination day. I don't know what this moon cycle is right now. What is the frickin' moon right now? Because it's got to be doing something. What is. I have it on my phone. Where's my phone? I just have a moon app. Bear with me. Bear with me. Don't run away. Stay with me. I'm so alone. Okay. Internal thoughts. Don't worry about that. We're into waxing gibbous. I don't know if you can see that. Waxing gibbous. That's the moon phase. Look at that. Beautiful. And it's in Leo. Leo energy. Powerful. Tomorrow is still Leo, and then we're moving, obviously, still Leo. We're moving into Virgo on the 2nd, so after April 1st, we're moving into more grounded, earthy energy. And then Libra. Oh, coming into Libra on a full moon Libra, baby. Check that. Okay, get rid of this distraction. We'll get back to the tarot soon as well, don't worry. But I got to finish the story. You guys got to listen to this. We're right at the end. Okay? And that's how it's feeling. Like you're right at the precipice of something. You're right at it. One end is a new beginning. You do not fight for what is dying and leaving naturally. You're not going to prolong somebody's life if they're dying naturally. Or else that would be inhumane. If they're dying naturally and you prolong their life and they're like, no, I'm ready to go, let me go, and you're like, no, you need to stay alive. You're now this it's a weird whatever, that's weird, but don't do it, okay? Don't prolong people's lives, especially when they don't. Seen that new RoboCop movie where he's like he was decapitated or something? They like put his head on a robot in this new one. I don't know. And then they put like a new brain in him. He's like, I don't even want to be alive. Just kill me. That's basically what's happening if you hold on to the past. The past is trying to die and move on so that you can have new. A farmer knows this. You're not going to see a farmer go and dig down the roots in winter and be like, why aren't you come back to life? Come and shaking. Like, you're supposed to be giving me food right now. There's a season for everything. My mom's words just resonate so clearly. I was so upset when I was a kid because I could never get a word in. And she just kept talking to me, kept talking to me, kept talking to me like she knew I wasn't going to be around. Why are you going so soon? Said one of the beautiful birds. So there's these people around you. There's beautiful people around you coming in to your story right now. Stay here with us. We'll be great friends. Then the bird who used to be the ugly duckling, the bird, you and me, knew what had happened. He was no longer an ugly gray bird that wobbled when it walked. And at one moment, all of the swans flapped their wings and took off into the sky. Come with us. Take the lead. So he flapped his wings fast and took his place in front of the whole flock. All his new friends flapped their wings behind him. Say, he said, gliding and dipping through the sky as he sped on, who's an ugly duckling now? Surely not I. Drop the mic. Drop the mic, everybody. Put it in the comments. Drop the mic. I'm going to do it right now. Drop the mic. Oh, that's not how you spell mic. Drop the mic. Who's the ugly duckling now? All right, we're done with that story. Okay. But it's, I said it, I went through the entire story for a reason. I didn't want to stop for you. The last shall be the first. So the last, Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. So the last shall be the first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. Now, if you go back to the beginning of the story of the duckling, okay, it says, yet the other ducklings quacked, ugly, ugly, ugly. So people are calling you ugly or just saying negative things about you because you were different than them. And you didn't know why people were doing this. So you just took your spot in the last spot in the line, okay? You were like, all right, and you just kind of accepted it. But then in the end, you're going to be put into a position, a leadership position. That's what this is saying, okay? You don't even have to believe it because it's happening. The duckling, the swan, couldn't even believe it, okay? Because you had so much negative affirmations, projections, painful, traumatic instances that just left you scarred. But it wasn't the other swans that actually helped you recover. They did, but it was essentially you when you saw yourself. Okay? Somebody is helping you get out of the winter, though. There was the farmer character. So there's somebody that either has or is coming into play if you're still in the ugly duckling phase. Somebody's coming in to warm you up from the winter. And we're at the end of winter right now. We hit spring. So at this end of winter here, you started to recharge your energy. And now spring has come and you've been placed back into the water. Okay? And then you've seen a reflection of yourself, whether it be in your emotions, who you actually are, or you actually saw a reflection of yourself and you're kind of shocked, right? So you can look at it metaphorically or you can take it literally. But now you're like shocked at yourself. You were the one that said, whoa. And you realize, like, what the heck? And then other people, they already knew, like the ones that you're supposed to be with, they're not going to shun you, first and foremost. So don't even try to be with these people. That was a smart thing to do by this ugly duckling, was to leave, you know? Try and fight to be in a duck pack and you're a swan, you're always going to feel out of place. Okay? I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. Frickin' Mark Wahlberg from the whatever movie that is. Um, Frickin' yeah. So now that you've found your environment, you've removed yourself from where you weren't supposed to be, and you went through the struggle. Now you're the strongest swan because you didn't have all these other swans with you the entire time, and now you're gonna be the leader. Okay? Boom! Drop the mic. Drop the mic in the comments. Drop the mic, everybody, because it's going down. I don't know if you know. I don't think you need to know because they are putting you in this position of lead. It says, come with us and take the lead. They're going to give you a leadership position. You aren't going to have to fight. They're going to offer it. It's up to you to take it. So something's coming towards you that you're going to be able to accept. Okay, what is this thing that's coming towards you, this leadership role? Let's get into that now. What is coming towards the Libra? This beautiful swan energy. What is this leadership position? What is this lead? Tell us more about this leadership. Oh, frickin' hex. Heckin' fricks. What is this leadership position that we need to know about or that's coming towards us, the Libra collective? Hit that like button, baby. Hit that like button. It's like yin and yang out there. Okay. I'm going to use these 3 cards that are in the upright. Oh. Okay, there's 4 cards. Whatever, we'll use them all. What I see here is the 3 of Wands. They're not in the upright. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Virtue in the reverse. So maybe in the past, because this is the first card, in the past you felt like you were either compromising your virtues, compromising your morals. Maybe this is what they did to you or what you tried to do to fit in. Somebody sees this in you. They see wealth in you, right? Because you're going to be offered this leadership position. They see you as a pentacle that has, and you can see the yin and yang in there. I'm going to bring it back to the video so I can actually see where I'm putting the card. So you can see this yin and yang in that, right? This is what this person sees in you, right? Somebody that has money. This is a earth sign. Somebody that has an opportunity. Somebody that's very grounded. Somebody that has their roots set and is firmly planted, wants to offer you something. They want to give you something. What is this that they want to give you? Maybe they just want to help you financially, so you could be getting an offer. This is what they see in you, right? You've balanced both polarities. You are able to shed your skin, and you've been crowned like a master. Like maybe you've mastered your Kundalini energy. You've mastered the yin and yang, being in light and dark. You know how to balance both. You don't take no shit, but you do no harm, right? Take no shit, do no harm. Now, this is causing a kerfuffle for somebody that's a Knight of Cups. This could have been somebody that was in and out of your life, flighty, pretending to give you love. This is going to rock their world. But you see that Cancer there? The crab's upright. So this is that energy that we saw earlier in the Chariot. The crab was on top of your crown. So this crab is coming out of this person's cup. So whatever they were holding up above their head is actually leaving their cup. So this protection that they had, this motherly energy, this Cancer, emotions, whatever they had, is now dropping another cup. They are even the horse kind of looks dismayed. If you look at the horse is looking at this person. So in the reverse, the horse does not trust this person or the direction they're going. Now imagine being crushed by a horse. I don't think you understand how heavy a horse is until it's actually on top of you. But this horse is now on top of this person. They're not moving forward, definitely. They're on their back. So you have because you're going to be put in this position of a king, you are the one that may actually be the only one that can help them get out of this position now. And they could have been the ones that were sabotaging you or causing you heartache. Isn't that sad? Imagine you're a firefighter, let's say, or an emergency medical responder, and this person is going through a crisis, emotional, mental. Maybe they're breaking down, or they're in a fire or something, and you're the one that comes to them, and they couldn't get out of their situation, and it's freaking you, the one that they were like, I hate this person. It's the ugly duckling. Get out of here. Now they're gonna be screaming, "Come in here, get me out of this situation! I can't be in here any longer. I'm freaking out, man. I'm just freaking out. It's hot. There's fire everywhere. What am I gonna do?" They're on the ground. They're crying. They got the weight of the world on top of them, and you come in, you break through the door of whatever wall they put up against you, and you're like, "Okay, this is what you got. You better listen to me now. Or you're gonna die. You're gonna die if you don't listen to me now. Get in the." You grab them, they're freaking like, they're all whatever they're doing. You like pick them up, you put them on your shoe, you're like, let's get out of here, get out of there. And then you lay them out on the freaking table, and you're like, so, yeah, what's your name? What's your date of birth? Da 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 da. You get their info, and then they come to it, and they're like, oh my goodness, you saved me. I'm so sorry. And you're like, yeah, whatever. Don't let it happen again. I don't want to have to come back. I don't want to. And then you're like, I don't even want to come back for you. You better, like, you will. It's your duty. But you're like, I don't even want to. So don't get in a fire again. Don't do too many drugs that I have to resuscitate you again. You better not do any of that. You better not do any of that. Because I don't want to come back. I don't even want to see your face again. I'm glad that you're alive so that I can watch you live your life away from me. I was gonna say something else that's probably like not appropriate. But I don't even want to see your face again, but I'm glad that you're alive. Now get out of my face. And they would be like, but you're my hero. And you're like, yeah, well, I don't care. Something like that. I don't know. It's a story. Okay. But you're gonna be in a position where these people that were harming you or whatever, now you're in a leadership position. You're this one that can shed you don't, I mean, you're not holding on to grudges, but you're definitely not forgetting, right? You're not forgetting what they did to you. So you're not gonna prejudice them, but you're not gonna associate with these people. Please don't, because they didn't mean you any good. Swans don't hang out with ducks. Ducks don't hang out with swans, only when they're in a shared environment like a lake. And they usually stick to each other. Like they might intercommingle a little bit, but they're not breeding together. You don't breed with a duck when you're a swan. Now that's just shameful, right? There's something to this. I hope that story resonated with you because it resonated with me like a madman. Yeah, madman. Yeah, lots going on tonight. Energies are wild. Everything's in flux, okay? Nothing is set in stone. They were trying to hold you into some sort of image in their mind that they've created of you where they were told lies about you. You got the Ace of Discs, baby. Ace of Discs. Libra, you seen that Princess of Discs we had there? Where she was holding this little pentacle, and inside the pentacle was you. You're this. You are what is the value. You are valuable. And somebody sees the value in you, and they're going to put you in a position where you can be utilized as a resource. Because you are a resource. You are so talented, multifaceted, well rounded. You look at this, well rounded. Okay? Look at you. Ace of Discs. You're the Ace of Discs. Now, somebody might offer you some money to help you get into a position, or this could be a job that just pays well or whatever, but you're going to be placed into a leadership role, and they're going to offer it to you. You don't even have to ask for it, but it's up to you to take it. All right? If you're just tuning in now, go back, because I read a whole story about an ugly duckling. You probably heard it before, but you didn't hear it like you heard it here. No, you never heard it like you heard it here. And that's the thing, like maybe you're able to ingest what people are saying and come out with more than what most people can. Like whatever your skills and talents are, it's like something about you. You can find the value out of something. You learn the lessons, and then you're able to share them. I should stop looking at the card and say, "Shit is a control word." My mom would say, "Man, my mom spoke to me so much as a kid that I have this running playlist of like many thousands of conversations. It seems like an endless amount of conversations. Like I was looking out the window and trying to not listen. It was just going on all the time, and that's a classic kid response. Like I don't even want to hear it. But now I could listen as long as she's not spouting some sort of hatred, right? Prince of Swords, you are youthful, vibrant, truthful, defending yourself, cutting off things that no longer serve you, freeing ties and bondages to the past because the sword's on his back, while you're being pulled forward by what looks like a crew of people. You might be placed into a group of 4 people total, and you're the one that's actually navigating and leading. Like well, you're not lead because they're pulling you in a certain direction, but you have the biggest pinnacle. Right? You're the one that has the master plan. You see that? That's a plan right there. It's like a map. It's like a pyramid as well, very structurally strong. You are structurally strong. You are sound. You're sound judgment, sound mind. You are clear-headed. You make wise decisions. Call 911. I said that tonight. They're like, get out of here. I was like, call 911. What am I doing? What's the crime? What crime have I committed? Then they like tried to usher me on. Like, we're gonna take. I was drinking a drink. They're like, we're gonna take the drink from you. I'm like, no, I paid for this. I'm drinking this. She's like, okay, well, drink it then, because they backtrack. They can't control you. They just have the illusion. They're trying to do the illusion stuff. They're like, drink or drink, or we're gonna take it from you. I'm like, I am drinking, and now you're telling me to chug. You're a bartender, and you're telling me to chug alcohol. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not a very good bartender. You need to have your license revoked. Jeez. They're definitely going to be investigated. Whoever was harming you is going to be investigated, and they're fearful about it. Okay, 100% these people are going to be investigated. 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt, everyone that harmed you or was a part of this group is going down. Shutting down the town. Just so it can get cleaned up again. You know what you do when you have an update for your computer? You have to turn off the computer. What happens when there's an update in your town? You have to turn off the town. Okay? And then it's going to restart. And it's going to have all these new features, all these new updates, and things are going to run smoother, hopefully. All the bugs, all the parasites are going to be removed, hopefully. And then you move on and you're like, okay, what's the next update? That was kind of cool. I got a new cursor and a new folder, more organization, smoother, everything's faster, running better, looks prettier. What's next, eh? Ooh. 8 of Wands, but in reverse. It says swiftness. Now, this may have taken you a long time. I'm seeing with the swiftness in reverse. This could have been people were swiftly coming at you, but it didn't work. This could be that they tried to slow you down, right? Maybe they tried to hinder your Ace of Discs. Because look at that. Didn't really look negative, though. Because there's still a rainbow, rainbow's a promise. That's it in the upright. But in the reverse, I don't get negative vibes from this. But I'm seeing like electric shock, I'm seeing lightning, I'm seeing you are electrical, I'm seeing the rainbow, so some sort of promise, again, the firmament, some sort of rain, there's the beauty after the rain. Maybe they tried to like swiftly come at you so that you wouldn't see what was coming towards you. Let's go. What else? Stop looking at the cards. Pretty good reading today. I don't know. I like doing little story tells. The Wemmix. If you want to listen to a good story, listen to the Wemmix. Talks to you. I'll give you a brief synopsis. I'll try not to spoil it all. There's a town of people, and they're all made out of wood. They're all wooden little marionette puppet people. They don't have strings on them, but they're all made out of wood. I don't know what moves them. I don't know if they have a hydraulic system. There's no mention of that in the story. It really doesn't go into the detail about that. But what it does tell you is that there was one maker, one God, one love, one maker, one God that made all. Yeah, people drop out when you talk about God. That's hilarious. I was seeing the numbers drop. I say one God. They're like, get out of here. Yeah, get out of the stream if you don't want to listen to this. Why are you even here if you can't hear the word of God? God loves you. Um, yeah, like it's an offensive thing. You're loved. Love you. And you say it like the effort. Love you. Get loved. Get loved. Go love yourself. Get the love out of here. Oh, that's kind of a sad one though. What the love did I do to you? I like that. I like replacing the swear word with love. That's funny. What the love did I do to you? That's funny. Okay, so there's one creator. We're talking about the Wemex. That's where we're at. Let's go back to it. Oh, my goodness. It came out in the upper. It came in reverse. Seven of Wands. Valor in reverse. But I flipped on my lap, so didn't really quite make it. Maybe they tried to affect how people saw you. Like if you were someone that was valorous, they were swiftly coming against you. With the Eight of Wands in reverse, they're swiftly coming against you to kind of impede what people are thinking about you. But it doesn't matter what people think about you. What matters is what God thinks about you. What matters is how you think about yourself. So you didn't let it affect you. But back to the Wemmix. Kind of the same thing here. The Wemmix talks to you about this. Wemmix is a story about wooden people. I don't know how they move except for frickin' magic. But they are moving and they walk around this town. They live in a town just like you and me, and they're wooden people. Okay? And they're made by one creator, a master craftsman. The master creator. Okay? The maker. Your maker, my maker, all of these little wooden people's makers. There's one person. Okay? But he makes them and he lets them go do their life. He's like, all right, I made you. Have a good life. I got to make another one. Go on. And then all these wooden people, they go out and they start getting jobs. They start doing things. But not everyone's the same because they're handcrafted. You are handcrafted. You're one out of everything. Even a twin is different than another twin. There's nuances. They're not identical, 100%. Believe their fingerprints are different. Don't quote me on that. But so now the Wemmix, there's this one creator. He makes this wooden people, and he's like, yeah, I gotta keep moving on. I gotta make another one. Okay, have a good life. See ya. If you want to come back, come back. But I'm not gonna be going after you. And then they go and they live in a town, and they come up with some sort of social credit system where they give each other stickers. Now, not every sticker is the same, and they only have two kinds of stickers. One is just a black dot, and it's kind of like a demerit. And then the other is a gold star. Ooh, Ace of Cups. They tried to ruin one of your love. Or, yeah, they tried to affect your love. Ace of Cups in reverse. Maybe you feel like you aren't being loved. That's part of what they were doing. Don't worry about that. You got this Ace of Discs coming. Money's going to love you. Money loves you. So yeah, these wooden people, they're all in this town, and they're like, you know what? I think I'm really good. So I'm going to give myself a gold sticker. Oh, I look good. Oh, I got a gold sticker. And then they go out and they see somebody and they're like, oh, that person tripped. Let's give them a black dot because you know what? They're clumsy. They didn't walk properly. I don't like that. I'm going to give them a black dot. And then another wooden person sees another wooden person. They're like, you're beautiful. You know, you're just well crafted. You got good lines. I'm going to give you a gold star. And then other people, they see them and they don't even have to like see them do anything. They just see that they have gold stars. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to give you a gold star. Seems like this is the thing to do. Everybody does it. I'll give you a gold star too. Now, some of these Wemmicks are just covered head to toe now in stickers. Like, I don't know if it's their money or whatever, but they just got sticker happy. And they started stickering each other like nobody's business. And they're like, I'm just going to give you a black dot. I'm going to give you a gold star or whatever. But some of them are head to toe covered in black dots. And they're like living out in the streets. And they're like, I got too many black dots to go into the grocery store because they all think I'm bad. You know, there's this one main Wemmick that you're really following in the story, and he's kind of like observing this, almost having like a transcendental self-realization moment while he's like hanging out with all these people. He's like, why are we giving everybody dots? What the heck is going on? He kind of doesn't like the environment, and he's like, this doesn't make sense. But he's born into it, so he's like, I gotta keep going with the traditions, I guess. And then he sees one Wemmick, and it's a female. Okay, he sees a female Wemmick girl doll, girl wooden doll. And he's like, something different about this one. And he goes up and he sees that she has no stickers on her. Are you brand new? He wonders, like, are you brand new? Are you fresh off the shelf? You new model? She's like, no. And he sees somebody come up to her and they're like, you don't have any stars on you. You don't have any dots on you. And they just try and give her a dot. And it doesn't stick to her and it just falls right off. And then they're like, what? And then they get mad. They're like, stickers aren't sticking to you. Give her another one. They try and give her another black dot. It just doesn't stick to her. And she's like, okay. Starts laughing probably. Like, what are you gonna do? They try and give her a gold star. Oh, you got no you got no black dots. Let's give you a gold star then. Gold star doesn't stick. She's like, it doesn't matter to me. And then he starts asking questions of himself. He's like, and her. He's like, why do you not have stickers on you? How are these stickers not sticking? What the heck? Basically telling you a story. If you like it, great. It's the Wemex. You can read the full thing. And he's like, how are these stickers not sticking to you? Like, I don't know. You're made out of wood. I'm made out of wood. All these stickers are sticking to me. What's the difference? What makes you so special? She's like, well, you know, I met my maker. I just went and made the maker, and he told me I was perfect. You're perfect. Oh, I was made perfect. He said there's nothing wrong with me. And he's confused. He's like, where's the maker? Can you introduce me to this guy? She's like, yeah, sure. He just lives up on the hill. Come up here with me, and we'll go meet the maker. So he goes and he meets the maker, and he's like, what's his name? Wemex. You are special. Max Lucato's Wemex. I want Wemex names. What is the name of Wemmick? John Wemmick. No, that's not it. What is the character of Wemmick? Wemmick is a split person. No, that's a different story. Wemmick names doll. Punchinello. Punchinello is the name of the doll. And Punchinello goes up to this god creator. And he's like, you know what? I just met this lady. Beautiful lady. Wonderful lady. Something's off though. None of these dots, none of these gold stars, none of these dots are sticking her. Everybody's trying to stick her, but none of them are sticking. What's going on? Like, you got the good stuff. I hear you got the good stuff. So he goes to the creator. I know you got the good stuff. What's going on? And he's like, you know what, Punchinello, I remember you. I remember you. I did this. I did that when I was working on this part of you. I did that. I remember you. And you know what? You're perfect. He's like, what do you mean? I'm down in this town. I'm living in this place, and everybody's putting black dots on me just because I got black dots on me. I do something cool, and they give me a gold star, but it's not enough. I have to do more. Like, what? What do you mean you're telling me I'm perfect? He's like, you are. I made you. How could you be made wrong? I made you. And then it just kind of gives him some sort of like almost psychosis, probably, because it's disrupting his whole reality of what he was put into. He's like, what the heck? This doesn't make sense. I don't know what you mean. I'm perfect. He doesn't get angry at God though. He's like, what? He's just kind of confused. And then one dot just falls off of him, and he's like, "What? That's kind of weird." He doesn't really think too much about it. He's like, "Okay, well, she's got no dots. This guy says I'm perfect. I gotta go back to this town. Whatever." And as he goes back, some of the dots start falling off as he comes back from meeting and staying with the creator for a little, just the littlest bit of time. Comes back, he's like, "Yeah, I feel the same. Nothing's changed. I didn't change." Some of these wooden people are falling down. They get a scuff on the knee. They're like, "Oh, I'm damaged my wood." And they're like, "Ah, you're ugly now." They give him a black dot. He sees this still happen. He's like, "What the heck?" And then I think Punchinello did something weird. And somebody came up and they tried to stick him. They're like, "What?" And it didn't stick to him too. And then eventually he had no dots. He had no gold stars either. But he was made clean just by going to speak with the creator. It's a beautiful story that doesn't necessarily mean like this is God. You have to believe this is the name of the God. But it says you are special. It's teaching children philosophy. PrindleInstitute.org. Books you are special. Summary: should the opinions of other people determine how we feel about ourselves? Now the Wemmicks give each other either a gold star or a gray dot sticker. A Wemmick named Punchinello always tries his best to receive gold stars from the other Wemmicks, but only receives gray dots for not doing well enough. One day he meets a Wemmick named Lucia, which makes me think of Lucifer for some reason. Also Lucy makes me think of Sophia. Lucy and Sophia. Lucia, who doesn't have any gold stars or gray dots because they don't stick to her. Punchinello doesn't want any stickers on him either, so Lucia tells him to visit their maker. Eli, the book of Eli. I'm hearing that as well. Elohim, Eli, El Shaddai, whatever. Eli explains to Punchinello that if he is not bothered by what other Wemmicks think, then the stars and dots will not stick to him either. Now, these stories, I went through The Ugly Duckling and I went through the Wemmicks. These are beautiful stories. Reading them to yourselves or reading them to people you know or just reflecting on it, wonderful way of connecting to yourself again. Now, it says guidelines for philosophical discussion. You are special introduces the idea of what being special means and whether that matters. The central issue, this is from PrindleInstitute.org, and it goes into like this book. The central issue in the story is about whether the opinions of other Wemmicks, other people, should determine how Punchinello or yourself feels about himself or yourself. He judges his own worth based on the opinions and judgments of others. The other Wemmicks always assess Punchinello's worth using standards of excellence that are described in the book as either being pretty, having smooth wood, smooth skin, and fine paint, being talented, lifting things, jumping high, knowing big words, or singing songs. Having these qualities and talents are what the Wemmicks think deserve a gold star. Being special usually means being greater, better, or otherwise different than what is usual. We could also consider being special as the same thing as being unique, but are these the only traits that make some but are these the only traits that make someone special, it asks. In the story, being special is defined by the wood carver. Jesus was a carpenter. I'll remind you, Eli. Jesus, Eli, God, creation, whatever you want to, however you put it. So the wood carver, Eli, who made them. Being special is defined by being made uniquely. So you're already special because you were made unique. There's only one kind of you. Punchinello goes to Eli and discovers that he matters to Eli because Eli made him and it wasn't a mistake. Eli tells Punchinello, the stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. The more that you trust in the love of your creator, the less the opinions of others matter. The less that you care about their stickers. Punchinello doesn't completely understand. He's used to this thing about the dots and stuff. But when a gray dot falls off of him at the end, we are to understand that the opinions of the other Wemmicks only stick to Punchinello if he truly cares what they think about him. The story defines special as caring about your own unique qualities and knowing that you matter instead of placing value in the judgments of others. It is important to realize that the opinions of others do not have to be the final word or decision of a matter, such as whether someone is special or not. Do we have to decide for ourselves whose opinion is best to listen to? Now let's say you were slandered in your town, figuratively. Let's not say it's actually happening because that sucks if it is. Let's say everybody in your town is saying some awful, awful stuff about you. And it works because you cared about what they were saying about you. Now, your immediate response, if you care about what they say about you, is to then try and reduce it or combat it with the opposite force. Like, no, I need people to think good about me, or I need there to be more. I need them to say good things about me. I need them to do news. I did this, I did that. And now you're defending yourself from a position of lower value and lower worth while still waiting for other people's opinions to then combat other. The story defines special as caring about your own unique qualities and knowing that you matter instead of placing value in the judgments of others. So now if you don't care about what other people think, you won't care if they try and say nice things about you. So it doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of it fucking matters. It is important to realize that the opinions of others do not have to be the final word or decision of a matter, such as whether someone is special or not. Do we have to decide for ourselves whose opinion is the best to listen to? These issues lead to the philosophical question of what it means to be special, unique, or authentic. Authenticity is characterization that is formed from undisputed origins. Wow. Authenticity is characterization that is formed from undisputed origins. So you can't argue where they originated from, and that provides your character. So where you came from in your story creates your character, and keeping to that and being faithful to your original self is being authentic. Authenticity. Blah. In the context of the story, Punchinello is authentic to why he was made and that he is not a mistake. He realizes that he is special just by being himself and that his value and worth shouldn't be shaped by the other wooden people. Furthermore, as individuals, we should decide if we care what other people think of us and what those opinions will do to our self-worth and authenticity. Perhaps we shouldn't listen to someone else's opinion if it negatively influences us. In that case, should we only listen to the opinions of people that are superior, wise, and older than us? These issues lead to the philosophical question of whether there is a need for individuals to be authentic. For our purposes, we use the philosophical term authenticity in place of using the term special with the children. So then it goes into questions. This is very in-depth. Hope you guys like this. This is kind of a run-of-the-mill, random little thing, but this is all applicable material. Okay, this will be testable. All right, there's going to be a test. This is going to be on the test. Questions for philosophical discussion. Opinions about others. He deserves a lot of dots. The wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Wemmick. I'm an ugly duckling, he would say. At the beginning of the story, who does Punchinello look to in order to form his opinion about himself? Put it in the comments, right? This is the question. Now we're gonna test you, right? So if you're listening to the story, at the beginning of the story, who does Punchinello, the wooden dude, look to in order to form his opinion about himself? Does he look to the creator? Probably not, because he hasn't met him yet. Little hint. All right, I didn't tell you the answer. Right, put it in the comments. Second question. Does Punchinello care what the other Wemmicks think about him? Well, Does he have dots on him when he goes and meets Creator? I'm not telling you the answer. But what did the Creator say about the dots? And why did they stick? Okay, so now other questions. If you want to put the answer in the comments, do that. After a while, Punchinello had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. Oh my goodness. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would come up to him and just give him one for no reason at all. Should we care about what other people think? Do you care? Okay, put it in the comments. Everybody, answer these questions in the comments, please and thank you. First question, should we care about what other people think? Put it in the comments. What's your answer? Should we care about should we care about what other people think? Oh, that guy can't speak right. He's bumbling over his words. Give him a black dot. Should I care that I'm messing up my words as I'm doing a live video rambling at you? Should I care? All right, put your answer in the comments. Should I care about what you think about me? He's spastic. Um, number two, question number two. Put your answers in the comments. I'm looking at the comments. I don't see any answers yet. Come on, people. You weren't sleeping in class, were you? Question number two. Do you care what other people think about you? Right now, do you care about what other people think about you? Put that in the comments. Let me know. Question number three. Can someone else decide whether or not you are special? Put your answer in the comments. This is question number three. Can someone else decide whether or not you are special? Yes or no? These are simple yes or no answers. Now, all three of those are yes or no's. Put a yes or a no in the comments. First question, should we care about what other people think? Yes or no? Second, do you care about what other people think about you? Yes or no? Number three, can someone else decide whether or not you are special? Yes or no? Put it in the comments. Number four, who determines what is authentic or special about other people? Who determines what is authentic or special about other people? Who? Now that's more of a broad question, not a yes or no. I mean, you could answer it yes or no. It might not make sense. Maybe to you it does. Let me know in the comments. Question number five. Can we decide for ourselves whether we are special or authentic? Can you decide for yourself? That is a yes or no. 5 questions, pretty simple. Put your answers in the comments. You can rewind the video. Put the number, because it's 1 to 5. Put the number, please, and then put your yes or no. Okay, so that we can get a statistic. We can run through this. We can compare, and then maybe it'll change later on. But I'll go through it again just in case you missed it, because I want to be ready for you guys, right? Number 1, please put number 1 and then your answer. Should we care about what other people think? Yes or no for number 1. Put number 1 dot and then yes or no, please. Number 2, do we care what other people, do you care about what other people think about you? Number 2, put 2 dot, yes or no. Number 3, can someone else decide whether or not you are special? Number 3, put 3 dot, yes or no. Number 4, I'm running out of fingers. Who determines what is authentic or special about other people? Number 4, this is a bigger question now. This is where we can get into more philosophy, right? Number 4, who determines what is authentic or special about other people? Is it people? Is it government? Is it creator? Is it nature? Is it you? Who determines? Number 4, let me know. Number 5, can we decide for ourselves? Put a 5 and then a dot. 5 and then a dot. Yes or no? Can we decide for ourselves whether we are special or authentic? Can we? Yes or no? Number 5, yes or no? Okay. Next one, opinions of oneself. One day he met a Wemmick who was unlike he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden, and her name was Lucia. Okay, now questions. These are for you to answer. If you were paying attention to the story, this is going to be easy. Number 1, why don't the gray dots or gold stars stick to Lucia? Number 1, why do the gray dots or gold stars not stick to this Lucia character? Number 2, who does Lucia look towards to determine whether she is authentic or special? Number 2, who is it? Might be someone that's a carpenter. Number 3, I didn't tell you the answer, but put it in the comments. Number 3, put a 3 there. I guess we're going to get confused there. Whatever. 3 bracket 2, I don't know, or 2 bracket 3. Figure it out. We'll figure it out later. Doesn't matter, does it? Does Lucia care about what other Wemmicks think about her? Well, if we look at her, she's got no dots or stars. Does she care? Okay, let's move on. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want any marks. I don't want anyone's marks. I don't want scars from people. I don't want opinions on me, on myself. Number 1, does Punchinello's opinion of himself change by the end of the story? Were you listening? Number 2, how does it change? Number 3, does anyone in the story only care about what they think of themselves? Does anyone in the story only care about what they think of themselves? I'll answer that one from my perspective. Does anyone in the story only care about what they think of themselves? Well, Lucia met someone that told her that she's special and unique. And the dots and stars only matter. I might be giving you answers here. They only matter if you believe in them or if you put value to it. But she put her value in her creator. That's my perspective. So does anyone in the story I don't think there's that self-centered and that egotistical that they only care about what they think about themselves. It's about what the creator made them that gives them that perspective of it is an external source to me, is what I would see. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. So this is now Punchinello talking to Eli. So this is now more answers, whatever. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't, and at the beginning of this tarot video, I was laughing and I was like, oh, children, about the people that were trying to do this to me because I know the story. I know the story. I know you can't project onto me anymore. Who do you think you are? I'm reading the comments every once in a while too, because I'm reading this other page here. Thank you, Dream Boldly. I would love for you to listen to this later and participate in the commentary. This is currently live. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what other Wemmicks think. How does Eli help Punchinello stop caring about what other Wemmicks think? How did he do that? Number 2, what does Eli tell Punchinello about the value of the stickers? I don't want to give you the answers. This is for your homework. What I know this book. I know all the answers. Now I'm asking you. What does Eli tell Punchinello about the value of the stickers? Now, number 3, does Punchinello believe what Eli tells him? Does this cause him to change his opinion of his self-worth? And there's a few telltales. How, well, maybe he had one of those dots fall off of him. Does that mean that it changed his opinion of himself worth? Because the worth of the stickers is attached to what you value other people's opinions about? Maybe I'm giving you answers, maybe I'm not. Okay. Now the next one, it says authenticity and being special. This is wonderful. They did a lot of work into this, but like they delved into this child book and like made a whole psychological report. Okay. Authenticity and being special. Who are they to give star or dots? This is Eli speaking. They're just Wemmicks. They're Wemmicks. No, they're not just Wemmicks. They're Wemmicks just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think. And I think you are pretty special. Oh, thank you, Mom, for reading this to me as a child. It didn't imprint as like if you read this to me every single night and then did this question with me, and maybe it would have helped me through high school. But I still let people's gold stars and dots affect me while I was growing up. I'll be honest. Number one here is Punchinello special or unique, and why? Number two is Punchinello being authentic to himself. How? Number three, is Lucia special or unique? Why? Nice. Each Wemmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes. Some were tall, and others were short. Some wore hats, others wore coats. But all were made by the same carver, and all lived in the village. The village is Earth. All were made by the same carver, one God, one love, and all lived in the village. Question: is it important to be special or unique? Is it important to be special or unique? Is it important? Question number two: is it important to be an authentic person? Question number three: is it a good thing to be special and authentic? Now, these are just kind of philosophical questions. There's no right or wrong answer on those. Is it important to be special or unique? Let me know in the comments. Is it? Why? How? Is it important to be an authentic person? Is it? It might be. I don't know. You tell me. Number three, is it a good thing to be special and authentic? Is it good to be special and authentic? Is it important to be special or unique? Is it important to be authentic? And is it a good thing to be special? Let me know. We're at the end here. Some Wemmicks had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little. They got dots. Now, there is some good, like if you're getting praise, it makes you want to do more things. Would you procrastinate more if you already knew that everything was perfect and you're made perfect? Maybe it would dismay you from getting to the next achievement, next level. You might become complacent. I don't know. Question number one, in what way is it good to be special and authentic? In what way is it good to be special and authentic? Number two, who should you listen to about whether or not you are special or authentic? Number three, how are you special? What makes you special? Number four, how are you authentic? And then five, who gets to decide? Who gets to decide that you are being authentic? Now, this was Original Questions and Guidelines for Philosophical Discussion by Rose Levinson and Hadassah Michaelikson. It was edited May 2020 by the Janet Prindle Institute for Ethics. Very cool. And the address for this place is Greencastle, IN. I don't know where that is. West Country Road. Country Road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. All right, let's pull out a couple more cards. Coming up to nearly 2 hours. Wealth. Ten of Pentacles. The only card that's sticking in my hand. You are wealthy. The wealth is you. You are wealth. You are health. You are abundant. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am abundant. Nobody can take that from you. No, your authenticity, your unique signature, your DNA, your imprint is wealth because it was created by the maker of wealth. Whatever made you, made you for a purpose, made you for an intent. There's a reason behind your creation and your being here. You are the 10 of Pentacles. You are wealth. It sticks to you. It resonates off of you. It is your signature because it is the signature of the Creator. The Creator, the Most High, is not a poor beggar, but a giver. You are this. Let's keep going. It's still sticking. It's stuck to my hand and it's at the bottom of the deck there again. 10 of Pentacles. Either this is going to be coming to you once you affirm this for yourself. Once you realize your value, others are going to realize your value. It doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is what God thinks and what you think with God. It's how you value yourself and the opinions of others. They're going to still, like, you can't make the other Wemmicks, you can't make the other people stop putting stars and dots on people. The only thing that he did was he started thinking about himself differently because of what God thought of him. That's all he did. He didn't control other people. He didn't say, you guys gotta go get on a soapbox and be like, we gotta stop putting stickers on people. We need to stop putting dots and putting gold stars on people. You need to stop it. He didn't do that. He didn't get out there. You're gonna go to hell if you don't stop putting stickers on people. Because then he's essentially trying to put a sticker on them, right? You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. You gotta stop putting stickers on people, I tell you now. If you don't stop putting stickers on me, and you don't stop putting stickers on my cousin, we're gonna come over there and we're gonna cover your house in stickers so your house crumbles. There's gonna be so many stickers on you, you won't be able to breathe. You didn't do that. That's not how the story goes. I didn't hear. Maybe that's in the bloopers. Oh, we got a flipper. Cruelty. 9 of Swords. I don't feel bad when I see this, though. The only ones with blood on their swords are the ones that were trying to be cruel. The only ones that are going to have bloody swords are the ones that are trying to be cruel. Your sword isn't there. You're not a part of them. That's okay. You don't have to join them in that. You gotta stop doing what you're doing. And then, yeah. So he didn't do that. What this person, this wooden person, this little wooden person, what he did was he simply changed inside himself. As above, so below. As above, so below. As within, as without. The world and the reflection of the world around you is going to shift as you change internally. This is not new. This is not old. This is. It simply is. It's just what is. I can tell you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're so good. You're so good. I could put all these gold stars on you. You're so good. And it doesn't stick to you. Even the good won't stick to you unless you put value to it and you believe in it. You're so good. You gotta get out there more, man. You got something. There's something special about you. And if you don't believe it, if you don't put value in what I'm saying, it won't matter. And then if you did put value in it, oh, they said I was so good. And then somebody comes in, no, you're not. I don't think you're good. I didn't think you're good. You know what? I didn't like it. And they give you a black dot. Now you're conflicted. Now you're fighting yourself. Well, this person said this person said that. I should be. I'm clearing so much. None of that matters unless you let it matter. So as you change your internal reflection, everything that's inside of you, in your mind, in your emotions, in your feelings, as you start to treat yourself better because you understand that you are perfect, then the world around you, the reflection is going to... How do celebrities become celebrities? How do people attract abundant miracles? How does this happen? Sometimes it's luck, maybe, let's say. Some of these people are so egotistical and love themselves so much, are so full of themselves, That's all that's inside of them is themselves. They're full of themselves. That's their reflection in the world. And then other people want to ingest them because they're already full of themselves. They got more they can give. And people see that this person is vibing on. And you meet a cool person at a party, they're doing this. They're grooving, they're moving, things that rhyme. They're having a good time, skipping a beat, hopping up a deet. You see that person in the corner and they're just by themselves. They're all closed off and they don't want to. Who are you naturally, animalistically? Who would you be drawn to? Are you going to go to the person that's in the corner? Maybe if you're kind of a unique person yourself and you're like that, maybe like them, you relate to them. You're like, yeah, I'll go say hi to this guy in the corner. But most of the people, most of the Wemmicks, most of these other people in the world, all these people, they go up to the guy that's grooving and moving and tooting and rooting, rooting and tooting and moving and grooving. A guy that's doing a dance moves, that girl that looks beautiful and radiant and has all these, the crowd. What happens when you see a person form a crowd? The crowd gets bigger. What happens when a crowd disperses? People disperse. So most of the time, if you're feeling yourself, you're vibing on yourself, you got this energy, you're vibing, you're so connected. And these people around you are not. They're going to want some of what you got. Okay? Okay? How does a celebrity become a celebrity? Philosophical question for you. How does someone do less and earn more? How does a janitor work 8 hours to 10 hours to 12 hours a day and make very little money? But see that's all they can vision for themselves. That's all they put out. That's all they do. How does this person that doesn't value themselves work so hard to make so little, while another person that loves themselves so much that it's almost disgusting and they don't have to work? They don't even have to work. People are giving, here, wear our things, wear this, and we'll pay you. Put on this shoe, put on this makeup, say the name of our company for 1 second and we'll give you $500,000. How does that person get that? Why isn't the janitor getting free mops and free things? Because he's working so hard. Doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't. It really doesn't. In some scenarios, it might be good for promotion. Yeah, you're a good hard worker. We're going to give you more jobs to do. Where the person at the top is getting paid the most and not doing all of the jobs below them. They should know how to do all the jobs, though. They definitely should if they're going to be operating at the top based on incident command systems. All these certifications I got. Yes, so back to it. How does a celebrity become a celebrity? Sometimes it's endorsed. Sometimes they're propped up and put up to a position. They've been given enough that they're already seen as, oh, beautiful. But how does somebody go from being nobody, on the street, homeless, broke, to becoming one of the most wealthiest people? Isn't that a story you'd want to hear? How does somebody go from being homeless to being a multi-billionaire, trillionaire, CEO, executive, has their own plane? How does somebody go from being homeless to having their own plane, private jet, flying wherever they want to go, and not paying for anything? How? I'm asking you. You can put it in the comments. How would this happen? Why is it that some people who don't have any skills, not to say skills or make you better, but let's say you look at somebody that's been propped up to a position where they're only looked at for their entertainment value. Let's say maybe they make people laugh or something. Maybe that's a skill, but yeah. Let's say they have nothing. They're just the daughter or son of somebody that did something great back then, and then they immediately inherit all of the good that this person did, or all the wealth or the material possession. How does that person who does nothing with their life has no skills, doesn't work hard, doesn't do anything, expects so much. How does that person get everything? Is it because they expect it? Is it because they feel they deserve it? Is it because they actually do deserve it? Let me know in the comments. How does it that a mother, a single mother, let's say, that works hard, actually works hard, ethically, honestly, and puts in hours at home and at work just to maintain her bills? How come this person is struggling so hard? Why do some people have to pay for things just to use them while others get given things and they don't even use them? Imagine you had so many things being given to you that you couldn't even, you get a shirt from 6 different companies, 7 different companies. I got a shirt every day of the week. You get a shirt from those same companies every week. Oh yeah, I'm starting to wear a new shirt every single day. And then you stop wearing the old shirts. You start getting shirts from 10 companies. I get to change my shirt every twice a day to wear all these shirts. You start getting a shirt from any single company, anywhere, wherever, basically for free. If free or if not, barely any exchange of your energy. You're going to stop wearing things. There's so many people that have so much wealth and abundance and they can't even use it. They just put it in a corner and then it never gets used. How is it that that person can have a whole house empty, filled with things to never be used, when someone else who could use a sandwich, some food, a home, water, can't have it? Is it because they internally don't feel valuable? Whether that be from external sources telling them you're not worth it, whether it be a systemic thing where it's bred into the system. Why are there thousands of kids working in dangerous environments, barely able to afford the food to feed their bellies? Why? Is it because they don't value themselves? Is it because it's a systemic thing where it's they can't get more money? How come one of these kids in the village can become special and have a skill or talent and then be go from having nothing to being a famous person, and then all the village is like, oh, you're our god, you came from here, we admire you. They're still looking at this person not loving themselves. Is that why? Is this all a love problem? Is this all a love issue? If I love myself more, if I value myself more, if I stop caring about what other people think, is that really the answer to everything? Just a question. They tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried. For some reason, that's playing in my head. Who's that? That is Linkin Park. One thing I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was a part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so far. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all of this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Now, the one constant in that song is that he was always there, right? No matter how much you try for your company, no matter how much you try for another person, the only one that's left there at the end of the day is you. That's what I just got from that. I tried so hard and I got so far. You can go so far with things, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. It all comes to an end. But the one thing that's always there from beginning to end is going to be you and your creator, okay? Why is it that some people who do so much and try so hard can't even afford to live, while others seems like life is a breeze and they just get free things and then they have so much they don't even use it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Pretty crazy philosophy talk today. Lots of questions. Now, just a little recap. You are a Knight of Wands in the beginning of the reading. Good short-term memory. Knight of Wands, Chariot. Then we had the Nine of Cups in reverse, and then we had the oh, I don't remember the last one. Pardon me. You're too hot to touch. You're too hot to handle. Imagine trying putting a sticker on somebody that's on fire. Because you're on fire, baby. You're hot. You're so hot. That's what you're coming into. Somebody's going to offer you an opportunity to become a leader because they saw what you went through. You went through the fire and came out alive. You went into the lion's den, and the lions didn't eat you. You were imprisoned. You were put in bondage. You were slapped around. You were treated like subhuman. And you continued to love yourself enough to know that there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason of why you're going to be going to where you're going. There's a reason behind it all. the ugly duckling. You were born into a group of people that were all the same, and they thought that made you less than them because you were different. But what they didn't realize is that you were not even in the right environment. You weren't the same as them for a reason. And you went through so much. You went through exclusion, mockery. You had to leave your mom, or what you thought was your mom, which means you might be adopted. I don't want to get too much into that, but then you left and you flew away, which took courage. You left. You said, okay. And you didn't want to fight for something. You chose to love yourself, but you didn't actually do it for love of yourself. It turned out like that, though. You left because you didn't feel loved. The opinions of others made you leave. You could have fought, you could have tried to be better, but you would have never been enough for those people that you were around. And you were just different. You were unique. You were special. You were not like the others. You were set apart. You were the last one to hatch and the last one in line. And they treated you like you weren't even one of them. So you left and you found a place that looked like a light, and it was a light in the distance. This could have been hope that you went towards. This could have been an opportunity. Something drew you towards a direction where you were met with someone that took you in, but it didn't feel like home. You had a place to go, but it wasn't your own. And there was still hostility, and you were placed under conditional acceptability. You were made to feel as though you were only welcome if you could perform a task that you weren't even able to do. Which in the story was you were a boy duck, Swan, and they wanted you to lay duck eggs, which you can't when you're a boy. Just don't work. No matter how much you try, you're not going to lay an egg if you're a boy duck. So you were told to leave by a cat that was a cat, and you were told to leave by a hen that was a hen because you were encroaching on their territory and their turf. And the cat likes the warmth of the fire. You ever seen a cat curl up to something cozy and warm? And the hen doesn't want competition because that's why they're there. They're valuable. The cat was selfish, and the hen was just looking out for themselves as well in their job. And they're like, I don't want competition. So you either got kicked out of a work environment because you were taking up too much space, you were competing for their jobs or what they thought was competing, but you're just trying to be somewhere. You're just trying to live, trying to survive. So then you leave because the door is slightly open, you weren't locked in. So you left. And you were alone. And you were left alone. And you braved the harsh elements. And you were left in a cold lake. And just before you nearly died, you were brought into the warmth. And you were brought back to some sort of stasis and health. But then you were released. They let you go. He said, you belong out here. And that was the first time you ever felt like, I'm doing something I'm supposed to be doing? What? You were born to do something, and you were placed back into a position where you could do it. And then you saw yourself, and you felt so strong, and you realized what was going on. And then as soon as you felt strong, you met your friends. You are meeting the people. As soon as you feel that vibration and energy in you, you're going to attract it as well. It's not about wanting friends. The swan didn't even want people. He was just in the lake. And then he saw other swans and he's like, what? Whoa, what's up? And they're like, hey, why are you leaving so fast? He was like, actually, he was going to reject him. He was like, no, I'll go. I know I'm a problem. Sorry. I'll leave. They're like, no, what are you talking about? We're going to be good friends. He's like, okay. All right, what's up? He's like, you'll take the lead. You're going to lead us. The last, so shall. So the last shall be first. Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. And so the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few are chosen. You know, they got duck calls, but they don't have swan calls. They have duck calls. You can easily call a duck in, but you have to choose the swan. You're going to be chosen. You're going to be set above the rest. You're going to be placed into a position of leadership. And that brought us into the story of the Wemmicks. Now, the Wemmicks was all about, oh, people are judging everybody. Everybody's judging everybody. Oh, we got the system of judgment. And then you get privileges or you get better things or you feel better or you're better because you have stars. And you're worse and you don't get much and you're out in the cold because you got dots. And then you have to hang out with the people that have dots. So it's a separation. But they're only separating each other. It wasn't the creator that made them all that separated them. He put them all together in a village. He was like, go on, do your thing. As soon as you take your problems to your maker and start loving yourself and treating yourself as if you are one, not in a million, one, not in a billion, one, not in a trillion, one in an infinite. You are the only one. As soon as you start treating yourself as you are the only one of you, and that has an intrinsic value in itself, and that's all that you really care about, everything else isn't going to stick anymore. Okay? All right. That's a whole lot of talking. We're gonna end it there. I gotta go to the washroom. It's been 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 33 seconds. 35 now, 36. The local time where I am is 12:46 a.m. The date is now. We started on the 30th. It's now the 31st. We're 2023, March 31st. We're coming up to a Libra full moon. This is going to be your season. If you're a Libra watching this, you're coming into a full moon at harvest that's going to be conducive for you. There's something coming towards you, either before, on the full moon, or just after. There's something that you've been working on. You might not even know about it. Could have been seeds you planted a long time ago. Could be seeds people planted for you. But you're going to be harvesting on this full moon. Much love. Stay blessed. Shake it off. Dust yourself off. Get back up again. Look yourself in the mirror. And don't look at yourself as what other people have talked or said about you. Don't look at yourself with the negative self-talk that you say about yourself, which might just be reflections of what they've been saying about you in your subconscious mind or whatever. Look at yourself in the mirror as if you were your maker. Imagine the being or the person that made you from the beginning of time. They knew you would be here. And they're proud of you just to see you here right now. And you're wonderful and you're perfect. And it's not me telling you this, it's nobody else telling you. This is you seeing this, feeling this while looking in the mirror. Okay? Change your reflection, let's say. Same person, just how are you viewing yourself? And don't use my opinion to really back you up. Don't use anyone else's. The main premise was you're unique. You were made by a creator. The creator made you specific. And you can't go out on your soapbox and be like, we gotta stop putting dots and stars on people. If we keep putting stars and dots on people, you're gonna go to hell. This place is gonna burn. Everything's gonna. It's not gonna work. You gotta stop putting dots on my cousin, or else I'm gonna come over there with my family and we're gonna dot your stuff up. Doesn't work. Then it's just more dots, more dots, more dots. The premise of the story was shedding, and there was the change. The card that was a reflection of you was a serpent with a crown on in a figure eight with both yin and yang and both sides. Polarities, dark light, white light, getting balanced, shedding the old, wearing your crown, and connecting head to toe. You're going to be doing just fine. But yeah, go with those questions, answer those questions for yourself if you can, or just ask them until you get the answers. Why is it that somebody that can do very little, if anything, nothing at all, they just make a video of their face, but they have thousands of people that find them adorable for some reason, and then they get free stuff? Why is it that person can do that while someone else who might be more beautiful based on perspective or whatever, somebody that say objectively is just more beautiful, they have better proportions, they have better skin, whatever, but they're not getting free stuff and they work at a McDonald's or something? Why the disparity? Why the difference? Is it because one person knows that they're valuable, unique, even though they might not be the best singer, they might not be the best of this or that? They just know that they're unique. Does that make them more valuable? Does that give them the opportunity to be famous or whatever? Or is it rigged? Is it rigged? Maybe. But there's some people that go from zero to hero. Homeless to no mess. Homeless to no mess. They go through a wonderful transformation, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Is it because they've shifted? Did they make some changes? Did they remove themselves from environments? Was it the people around them that was holding them back? Or was, as soon as you shift your internal view and perspective of yourself, does your outer reflection do that as well, just naturally, unless you resist it? I hope you sleep on that. I'm going to sleep on that because it's freaking nighttime here. This has been helpful for me. Hope it's been helpful for you. If you like the content, we'll do more of this kind of funky stuff. I've used the Wemmick books a lot in my lifetime as reflection material, references. We did do some Bible quotes today. Did do a lot of stuff. Did some tarot. Didn't pull a rune. Maybe we can do a rune before I go. Who wants to do a rune? Anybody want to do a rune? I'm getting tired, but we can do a rune. Let's do a rune. What's the rune? Just shuffling. One without a reversal. There's no reversal for this rune. It's the same, up or down. I'm still learning them, so bear with me. I'm going to pull out a book. What is this rune that we are to be aware of, and how will it apply to the current situation? I'm sure it's going to apply wonderfully. Disruption. Funny. Disruption. Now, I think about disruption, ripple in a pond. People could be trying to disrupt you. Maybe there's going to be a change. A disruption doesn't mean bad. Like, you got a news, sorry for the disruption in your, that's what I'm hearing as well. Like, excuse the disruption in your what is it, general broadcasting. We have an emergency message. Or excuse this disruption. Please have, like, pardon this disruption. You got to print, like the person on the speaker at school. Can we please have so-and-so come up to the office or whatever? Pardon the disruption. There's going to be some sort of change, some sort of disruption. This might be a disruption from your normal pattern in life. Like, as soon as you change your perspective, right? Isn't that going to shift some things? That might disturb some stuff. Disruption. What happens when you disrupt the soil? It provides more air, more room to grow. Sometimes things prefer disruption. Maybe you're going to grow in a time of disruption. Let's read it. Hagalaz, Hagalaz, Hagalaz rune. It says disruption, elemental power, hail. Now, when you say hail, hail the chief, right? I'm hearing hail, but it's also metaphorical for like hail, hailstones flying down, but hail, like hail, uh, uh, people say hail to the person that's in charge. This rune says change, change. It's the first word. Change, a disruption, change. It's not necessarily bad, not necessarily good. Just right. It says freedom. It says invention and liberation, liberation, and liberation are all attributes of this rune: change, freedom, invention, and liberation. Drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psyche to break free from constricting identification with material reality and to experience the world of the archetypal mind. The great archetype is what they call the god sometimes, the great archetype. So, it indicates a pressing need. So there's a need, it's pressing, it's urgent, within the psyche, within the mind, to break free, break the chains from constricting identification. Any identification, whether it's yourself or others, that have been placed in your mind, needs to be broken at this time. Drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psyche to break free from constricting identification with material reality, what goes around. You might be reacting to the world around you rather than having the world around you react to you. And to experience the world of the archetypal mind. Oh my goodness, my stomach's making sounds. The rune of elemental disruption, of events that seem to be totally beyond your control. Hagalaz has only an upright position, and yet it always operates through reversal. There's going to be a complete reversal, a change of things happening. When you draw this rune, expect disruption, for it is the great awakener. Although the form the awakening takes may vary, perhaps you will experience a gradual feeling of coming to your senses, as though you are emerging from a deep sleep. Then again, the onset of power may be such as to rip away the fabric of what you previously knew, just a sudden shift. As your reality, your security, your understanding of yourself, your work, your relationships, or your beliefs. Imagine your Punchinello, that Wemmick, that has all these dots on them, and then one of these dots starts falling off. Wouldn't that disrupt everything? That would disrupt the fabric of reality and their material. Everyone would be trying to put dots on them and it wouldn't stick. It would disrupt everyone else too. Disruption takes many forms. Our relationship fails, plans go awry, a source of supply dries up. But do not be dismayed. Whether you created the disruption or whether it comes from an outside source, you are not without power in this situation. Your inner strength, the will you have funded until now in your life, provides support and guidance at a time when everything you've taken for granted is being challenged. It's another one of the cycle runes. If you've been following my videos, it's one of the cycle runes. The term radical discontinuity best describes the action of Hagalaz at its most forceful. The more severe the disruption in your life, the more significant and timely the requirements for your life, the more significant and timely the requirements for your growth. The universe and your own soul are demanding that you do indeed grow. Now, if you look at this, it looks like one timeline jumping to another. Imagine you're on one road and then just goes, right? Or this is a block in your road. That could be a road that you're on and there's just a disruption right in the middle of the road, right? You can either go over it, under it, or around it. But you can't go through it. Or maybe that's the only way. You have to go through it too sometimes. But change, disruption. There's something blocking the way, chance on the direction that you've been going, and that might be to redirect you. So if you look at one line, there is a detour to the next one, and it's actually going up ahead. No matter how you look at it, you're going to be coming out ahead from where you were before. Flip it all day you want, you're coming out ahead. Okay? Great rune. Really cool rune. I like it. Really cool stuff, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. That's a little bit of my funkiness, and I like it. I like it a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm working on that. I'm not working. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say that I am? I'm just going to rock with it. Love yourself. You were made. You were made. There's another Bible verse before I go. You were made wonder. There's a few. But it says fearfully and wonderfully made. I will give thanks in Psalm. Let me preface. Preface. It's like when you go into a room and you set the tone. This is how I'm going to enter. Let me preface. So many ways to look at words. I love words. Psalms 139, chapter 139, verse 14 says, I will give thanks unto thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are thy works. If you're not a work of the creation, of the God, you might be an alien. But it says, wonderful are thy works. If you're a creation of God, then you're wonderful. Right? So Psalms 139, verse 14. And the verses before that. For you formed my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb, and I praise you. For I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and I know this very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. And they in Revelations 15:3, and they sang the song of God's servant Moses and of the Lamb. Great and wonderful are your works, O Lord God Almighty. Just and true are your ways, O King of the nations. Psalms 40, verse 5. Many, O Lord my God, are the wonders you have done and the plans you have for us. None can compare to you. If I proclaim and declare them, they are more than I can count. In the verse that we were going with, I will praise thee. Psalms 139:14. For I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. And then we go back. There's a description. It says, what does fearfully and wonderfully made? David's in Psalms 139, David's praying to God, and he says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This speaks of the care and attention which God has made us. So now you go back to the Punchinello, the Eli, the creator, the woodcarver. Speaks to the care, like he's hand carving, the care and attention which God has made us. By now, God has made billions of humans, but we're not mass produced. We're not churned out in a mechanist way. Now, all these people were specifically made, crafted, unique. It's like every single guitar in the world being made by hand. Every single human in this world has been made by hand. And there's so many of us. There's so much uniqueness. All right, we're going to end it on that. 2 hours, 30 minutes, basically. Okay. I said I was done before. I'm really done this time. I gotta sleep. I gotta go to the washroom. I've been holding it in. Time to break the seal. All right, everybody. Good night. hit that subscribe button, like the video. I'm getting a little tired here. Like the video. I'm so strong though. Like the video. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see you back again when I make another video, and uh, let's get me to 1 million followers. Why not? School's out of session. Class is over. You can go home now.